Hello, my name is Joelle Davis and this is my CCR for Phantom Playmate. Phantom Playmate is about a girl and her friend. Unbeknownst to the girl, her so-called friend is simply a figment of her imagination. We get small glimpses throughout the opening scene as we see her interact with people such as her mother, who obviously don't see her friend. In the beginning scene, I used airy music as a way to portray calmness, but to give the viewers a slight sense of anxiety as for what could possibly be happening throughout the film. As the beginning scene plays out and the two girls interact with each other, we get an off-the-shoulder view of Elena to where you can see a mirror behind her. This mirror is actually a symbolization for a Chinese practice or myth which says that a mirror facing a bed can actually be a portal for spirits to come through. The costumes used in the film is to reflect the day-to-day life and to be more relatable to coming-of-age viewers as to what they might wear going to different places or matching with their friends. As you can see in the pool scene with Celeste and Elena matching their outfits. The opening scene starts off with the two girls in pajamas, more casual wear, and still trying to coordinate with each other, which I actually wanted as a symbolization, which to say how Eliana cannot exist without Celeste or without a host. Phantom Playmate is inspired by both Smile and It Follows, but as you can see, I decided to add a bit more playfulness to my film opening. If the movie had continued, you would have been able to see that someone had actually witnessed whatever had happened to Celeste in the corner, which then, as the movie continued, would have been passed on to the person who had witnessed what had happened. This passing of the curse is actually inspired by Smile and It Follows, which follows the same cycle of a curse or an entity being passed on from person to person. Smile, which is more action-themed, shows a creature that is passed on from person to person, has witnessed another person somehow ending themselves in a very gruesome way, or dying. As compared to It Follows, the curse is actually passed on through people sleeping around with someone else to pass on the curse from one person to the other person until the other person dies or sleeps with another person. That's a lot of people. I got the imaginary friend trope mostly inspired from It Follows, which basically depicts an entity that could be possibly following around one person, but not exactly bothering the people surrounding said person, but wouldn't exactly be helpful to the person and just follows them around until it decides to kill them or it no longer has any use to them. All of the stories, Smile, It Follows, and Phantom Playmate follow the same trope of someone getting terrorized by an entity in the beginning of the film, which sets action for anything else that could happen later on. My film, such as mystery dramas, detective genres, and hero complex. This would come off from It Follows and Smile, where the characters decide to find a way to bypass the system of passing the curse to others, instead trying to kill the curse from its very source. As the characters in both films try to navigate to find the origin of this and find a way to get rid of this without passing it on to anyone and trying to get rid of it while it continues to affect their day-to-day lives, this gives off their hero complex and their detective works as they try to solve this mystery. During film taking, I was able to learn how to angle the camera to show different point of views, and I had also used editing apps to be able to move my clips around and to make them run more smoothly into each other. I love that I was also able to use the editing app CapCut to put different types of songs and to be able to layer voiceover so that nothing was too jumbled up into each other and it was able to easily organize. During the filming process, I feel like I had become a better director with giving people more specific instructions and learning on how to not be too vague. This process also helped me become more realistic with my ideas so that I could get ideas that I loved while also being able to while it's also able to be flexible around my schedules and my actors. This process also helped me to learn how to become more direct and get rid of any unnecessary clips that I obviously would not need if I had not taken any careful consideration. I was also able to grow more affirmative and not be so indecisive. I learned how to use CapCut, which is this is actually my first time using CapCut or CapCut in general. It was a slightly hard process for me, but I was able to push through and finally get my film opening edited and finished. I learned how to overlay my sounds and voiceovers in clips so that my film would run smoothly. This project has also given me an opportunity to become a better actor and to help me work on my facial expressions and others as if I was in an actual film making an actual movie. During this process, I also learned that there can be many obstacles in your way when it comes to making a movie, like actors bailing on you, or your video being delayed, or your internet shutting off, and so on and so forth. A nice little fun fact was that during the scene when me and my partner Fiorella were running down the steps, we actually ran down in silence. We did not laugh. Later on, we decided to sit down and just laugh into the phone to be able to add it on to the film and overlay it. Towards the end, where you hear the scream was actually made by me in my bedroom. There was actually no screaming because I decided to be considerate of my neighbors. But, this is to give the viewers, to give suspension as to what could have possibly happened between Elena and Celeste as they rounded the corner. In the kitchen scene, our first point of view is shown by the mother's point of view. We see Celeste come into the kitchen and talk to an unknown voice, which we can obviously assume is her mother. As her and her mother talk, Celeste asks about Eliana and her plans to go to the pool, to which her mother is visibly confused considering that she can't see the friend. This causes a small argument between the mother and the daughter as Celeste tries to tell her mom that she needs to stop being funny and tries to convince her mom that Eliana is actually next to her. This is also to create confusion as the viewers continue watching and to let the viewers know that there's something wrong and there's not right in this scene. As the scene continues, it should now be clear to the viewers that Eliana seems to just be an entity that cannot be viewed by other people, other than Celeste, who's very stubborn on letting her mother know that Celeste is very much real, and she gets very offended. And when she asks about her mom making cereal for Eliana, to which her mom then replies no, Celeste decides to go make the cereal herself. When Celeste comes back with the cereal, we can only see Celeste sit down, as to where the scene is now being shown from Celeste's point of view with the two girls and the mother. We only see Celeste sit down, which further indicates that Eliana does not exist. I wanted the viewers to now be called to find out if Eliana is just an imaginary friend or if there's more to the story. For the project, I used my partner Fiorella's phone, my nightstand, Fiorella's phone stick, and my mother's iPad for editing. I used the editing CapCut software. I did not have CapCut Premium on many things that I wanted to do on CapCut, but thankfully it wasn't too bad and I was able to run things smoothly. During the filming process, besides the busy schedules, there wasn't many issues with filming. Editing, on the other hand, was another problem on its own. Getting the files from Fiorella's phone to my phone proved to be a difficult task between iPhone and Android users. But finally, once the videos had been given to me through a flash drive, they decided to delay and they were not being processed correctly, which when I had tried to put onto my computer, it did not show up, or my computer wasn't able to process them correctly. Thankfully, my partner had also sent the videos to my mother's phone on as an iCloud, so although my mother's phone could not handle the pictures, her iPad worked perfectly fine and I was able to continue editing and such to finish my film. Though there were some other issues, but I was able to quickly get past them. In my video, I represent three social groups: gender, age, and class. I represent gender, which is depicted by how the female friendships are represented and how both girls have enough trust in each other. Age is represented with their environment and how the Celeste's bedroom is set up, and with how she interacts with others. Class is depicted in the film opening with how we see the house decorated and how well off we can see the family, as they seem to have no struggle with eating, or with how they have decorated their house. For the distribution, I would like a hybrid approach. I'd want a theatrical release to highlight the film's visual beauty, especially in regions known for coastal tourism. I would also like to explore the streaming options on Netflix or Amazon Prime, or other famous or well-known streaming platforms where the narrative can reach a broader perspective and audience. I believe Phantom Playmate is an excellent fit for Tim Burton Productions for the aesthetic and tone. Your team has especially with blending whimsy and melancholia to create a visually stunning narratives that are evident in films such as The Corpse Bride and as Edward Scissorhands. Just like these films, Phantom Playmate walks that fine line between poignant reality of love and loss. The team has a unique storytelling and quirky characters and unconventional narratives. My target audience would be for teenagers, coming of age teenagers and young adults, because it seems as if they would most likely appeal to their love for murder mystery and horror with a bit of easygoing friendships and romance. Thank you so much for watching my CCR. Toodles!